What's up, everyone? I'm Andrew and welcome back to the channel. No surprise that for a large majority of us, pulling ourselves out of the financial hole can be difficult. We hear the words building wealth and wonder if that even applies to us. Stay tuned and we'll go over 10 common money habits that prevent you from building your wealth on this edition of Easy Money. Habits can be both good or bad. The decisions and choices we make daily determine the financial position we're in. It's not easy changing habits. However, as with all bad habits, the first step is recognizing that your behavior needs to change. If you find yourself chronically sabotaging your financial stability, it's time to hit pause and take stock of yourself. Knowing that you're hurting your own chances for freedom just might be the kick you need to finally get yourself out of the red. So let's get into 10 money habits keeping you poor. Spending more as your income increases. There's no harm in raising your standard of living when you can. However, if you're a person who is constantly looking for ways to spend your money, you'll probably find yourself in a difficult situation soon enough. If you continuously raise your expenditure along with any increase in your income, or worse, without it, it would be hard to have any real savings. When you receive an increase in your income, this is the best time to increase how much you pay yourself. Use that raise to increase your investments and build your wealth, thinking you have time to save and invest later. When you're young, it's easy to get carried away by the various pleasures money can buy. People often think that right now, it's just too early to start investing or saving. Wrong. As I've said many times on the channel, to invest as early as possible, as often as possible. Your greatest asset in growing your wealth is time. Don't waste it. It is never too early to invest a portion of your income, no matter how low or high your income is, even if it's just $5 a month. Start investing today, not tracking your expenses. We all think that we know where our money comes from and where it ends up. Sadly, that's not true for most of us. We might be aware of our major expenditures, but the small things usually eat up our finances more than the big ones. It's an excellent idea to start keeping a journal for all your income and expenses, whether they're huge or small. This way you'll have a much better idea for controlling your finances. Not utilizing a budget. Not utilizing a budget is the easiest way to miss out on wealth. By not keeping a budget, you're not using your money the most effective way possible. Having a realistic and well-documented budget is the foundation of all your financial planning and success. Make a budget and stick to it. I can say this from my own experience. It makes a huge difference in how you look at your money. In the absence of a budget, it's very easy to get carried away and commit unnecessary expenditures. But when you have a plan and specific financial targets, it's easy to maneuver your money in the best ways possible to grow your wealth. The must-haves, good to haves, and not to haves. In order to save money and build wealth, it is of the utmost importance that you absolutely care about the must-haves, good to haves, and not to haves. It's all about prioritizing your financial targets. If building wealth is a top priority for you, then you'll need to sacrifice some of your present pleasures, whether you like it or not. Be clear about your goals and write them down. Be smart about your goals. Review them at regular intervals to keep yourself on track. Ignoring your debt. For a lot of people in today's world, interest eats up a huge portion of their finances. It's a painful fact. Still, they don't know how to get out of this vicious cycle, leaving them with little to no savings. First of all, make paying your debt a top of the list item on your agenda. Work out a plan for this and stick to it, no matter what. For a more detailed path to climbing out of debt, check out my video here. Consistently upgrading your electronic gadgets. There is no limit to the world of upgrading your electronics. It seems like we live in a constant state of the latest and greatest version of something being released, whether it's the new iPhone, a new Xbox, or even a new vehicle. While there's no harm in buying gadgets or upgrading things that you actually need, buying only because there's the next version available in the market will definitely cause you more harm than good. This is exactly the plan of the developers, to create a product and a false idea that you need the latest and greatest. Don't be fooled by this. Most phones and gadgets, they're designed to last 3 to 5 years. And most tech companies will support their devices for over 5 years. There's no need to get the latest and greatest tech each year. Take a look at your actual needs. What do you use your gadgets for? Once you figure this out, you can research out what devices work best for you. In my experience, most people's gadgets are far more powerful than what they actually use on a daily basis. With that knowledge, you can find a gadget that better suits your needs for a far less than the latest and greatest price. Expecting a miracle. People who are constantly in money troubles often believe that righting their finances would take a money miracle. Something like winning the lotto or receiving an inheritance. However, you're never going to get out of debt by winning the lottery, landing a windfall from a wealthy relative, or having the world's best paying job just simply fall in your lap. What makes this way of thinking so dangerous is that it removes you from a position of control. When you're hoping for someone else to swoop in and save you from your bad habits, you're handing over the financial steering wheel and emotionally cutting yourself off from your debt. Of course, we all know that your credit, your debt, and lifestyle belong only to you, and only you can solve the problem. In fact, having a sense of control is one of the keys to financial wellness. To avoid feeling defeated, give yourself the opportunity to make a choice about something. Something that you do have control over. Choosing to save and invest is one small way you can have some say in your financial life. So instead of waiting for a miracle, start opening your bills and taking the time to make a budget. Set up payment agreements to stay current, pay all new bills on time, and remember that you're the one who's affected when you're stuck in debt. You can either take action and control your finances, or you can let your finances act on you and lose all control. Relying on only one source of income. For most people, having a sole source of income, it's a way of life, and this income usually comes in the form of a salary. Unfortunately, jobs aren't as secure as people perceive them to be. In fact, in 2018 alone, US businesses laid off more than 21 million people, meaning that if your job was the only way you made money, then all of a sudden your cash flow came to a halt. We saw the pandemic rip even more people from their jobs in 2020. When it comes to income sources, you need to think of yourself as a tree. Do trees grow fruit from only one branch? The simple answer is no. They have different branches producing flowers and fruits, and so should you. You should keep developing and learning new ways to let your income work for you. This is not only wise, but a safe way to help you sleep at night. The IRS reported that the average person earning over $1 million in a year have at least 7 forms of income. Let's take a page out of the wealthy person's playbook and increase our revenue streams. You don't value your time. Your time is one of the most valuable commodities that you have. For a job, we exchange time and skill for money. But you can easily develop the habit, or you may already have developed that habit of not valuing your time. Take filling out surveys, for example. It's a great example of not valuing your time. They might pay you a little bit of money here and there. Sometimes they don't. While they may often pay you a little bit of money, and that sounds nice, think about what you could do instead. If your true goal is to make more money, you should be using that time to develop skills and knowledge. Your time is your greatest asset. It can be used to build something or learn something. If you spend 10 hours a week doing things like filling out surveys, think of what else you could have used that 10 hours for to better yourself. Focus on the big stuff, not the small stuff. Now obviously, the solution to each of these bad habits vary from person to person. The key is to take an inventory of your current habits. Knowing that you're hurting your own chances for financial freedom just might be that kick in the pants you need to finally get yourself out of the red. You don't have to knock these all out at once. Pick one or two, change those bad habits into good ones, then move on to the next. Over time, you'll have changed your habits and be well on your way to building wealth. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this helped you as you travel on your own path to financial freedom. And be sure to tap that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It'll really help get this video out to others that can benefit from it. And don't forget to subscribe to ensure you're always getting that easy money. I'm Andrew, this is Easy Money, and now it's time to invest in yourself.